Yo, we are live once again with a WrestleSense podcast report. We are going to talk about the week in wrestling, so strap it in, strap it on, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy. We'll get ready for some fun here. Let's check the live chat. We're going to get right into it. We got a decent amount of stuff to cover, some fun stuff that you guys are going to enjoy. We're going to talk pro wrestling, indie wrestling, and we are going to talk about some of the greatest catchphrases in wrestling history and a little more on the side of that. So let's see who's in the live chat here. Of course, we got Wally showing up, of course, always in the building. Great to see you, Wally. Monstar's in the house. There he is. Good to see you, Sean. Thank you for the share. I appreciate that. Definitely check out the WrestleSense podcast YouTube page if you have not. We finally got over that 100 subscriber mark. We got ourselves a little promotion, so I need you guys, if you haven't already, check out that page. We are streaming live on both channels right now, so check it out. PFW, there's my boy Tito in the house. Lady Devil in the house with her family. Clinton, always appreciate it, bro. You're awesome sharing it out. Same thing with Kelly. That's how we spread the word. Get some new faces, new names, new in here. Andy Price on the other side of the planet. Always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you for being a part of the show. Let's get right to it. See, I surprised Ray last week bringing him on first. How about this one first for a change? What's up? How you doing, brother?
What's up, man?
Some one-on-one time with you, man. We never get this time.
Little one-on-one with the great one.
Oh, gee. Oh, wait. Then I got to bring Doc on.
Yeah. Shit.
If you want the great one.
You agreed with me. No. Fuck that. You agreed with me that Mr. Fuji should have been on that list. Go ahead.
I do agree.
Thank you.
I do too.
But
once again, big reminder: these are not my lists; they're up for debate.
But hey, living that single life, enjoying life. I'm here, enjoying life. I get to shoot the shit with you guys, and let's talk some wrestling.
There you go. Doc.
I agree.
Your ultimate nemesis is now your best friend.
Hey, he agrees with me. That's all that is.
Fuji. Fuck Fuji.
Oh, fuck you.
Speaking of fucking Fuji, there's Ray. What's up?
Oh, punts.
Right.
Holy shit, he is on the show from the beginning. We're not getting like a donut time. Fucking
oh, no.
From pizzas to donuts, it's all good. You don't deliver the donuts, do you?
Two, we got new stickers. Blaze got us new stickers made for the WrestleSense podcast.
I need one for my wrestling bag.
If you go on right now,
wife's computer.
If you go on right now to the WrestleSense podcast Facebook page, you can order a T-shirt, and we'll throw in some free stickers. How about that shit? And I might even make a Doc Loves Mr. Fuji T-shirt.
Oh,
fuck
you!
For those who have been here, I thought about doing this too, and I think you guys would probably be on board with this. I want to do a giveaway here in one of these shows and give away a T-shirt as well.
Absolutely,
I agree.
So,
yes.
So we're gonna try to reward some of you.
It's medium.
Medium.
Monstar, I love you.
Medium.
Medium would work.
Actually, we should have Doc model all T-shirts, but they're going to be size small.
Yeah.
So we get love handles, and then I'll do it too. But I'm gonna at least need a medium. Before
Hey, I'm the one
out
losing weight there, kiddo. I don't know.
I said I would do a medium and Hulk out of it.
Here's our
I
underwear
gained
model
15
here.
pounds. I gained 15.
Did
Pure
you?
fucking muscle.
Listen, can I brag a second?
Go for it, brother.
Yeah, you're way better than I am. So go ahead.
365. Down
What?
to who's taking a guess?
215.
192.
187.
Whoa.
And on a motherfucking cop.
I had to.
We are 212.7 today.
Oh,
12.
Damn it! I wasn't
Nice.
the closest without going over. I don't win the Price is Right.
There you go.
That's
That's
ready to
fucking
go.
amazing, dude. That's
Price
fucking
is
amazing.
wrong, bitch.
Thank you. You know
Well,
what?
let's
And the best part is, I love watching wrestling right now, and I know you guys hate it, but I like it.
I kind of
Eric's gonna not like me in about a half an hour, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. I still love you, but you're not gonna like what I have to say in about a half an hour. We'll go over that.
I don't like you because you didn't buy donuts at Dunkin' the other day.
Exactly. That's hoping I'd get a
Oh.
free one. You know, I give you stickers, you give me a donut. Didn't work out. that way.
Donuts, these nuts, who gives a shit?
All right, let's.
I'm not gonna lie. I was in Massanutten, Virginia, and I bought Krispy Kremes, and they were delicious.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh.
but your wife brought my screw up donut to your house the other day,
It
and
was good.
See,
I ate Eric's cream-filled donut.
Oh,
Wow!
I gave him the glaze.
Oh yeah.
Yummy,
All right.
yummy.
Let's make
And
some
we're off
sense
the
of it
rails
from the
already.
side. This is getting off the hook already. Hey CJ, did you notice something different about that little intro?
I did. It was a different graphic. I love it.
It
No
just-
ring with
I took the-
47 ropes.
I took the boxing rings off, so no one can bitch about them anymore for you guys. So we're talking about numbers, and we're talking about history of wrestling. So news that broke today. Let's start it out with PG is gone, and TV 14 is back. And I want to get, obviously, let's go with our WWE Smart here to comment first. What do you think about it, E? I think it's a good move. I'm optimistic. What about you?
So I just got a report from Bleacher Report about 30 seconds before we got on air that said Raw is now not going NC4 or TV 14. That it's going to be a discussion to be talked about for later on.
Oh jeez.
So let's put it this way. I think that this is another ploy to sell WWE. I think that everything is in play. I think that they're trying to see if they can get that older audience that AEW's, pulling away from right now. And I think TV 14 is the way to do it. But I also think, and I know you guys are going to laugh, and I think the way you get the smart AEW marks back is one word: Wyndham.
We've talked about that. We've had our weekly
I mean,
window
I don't
update.
disagree with that.
No,
I
me
think
either.
it's going to take a lot more than that, though.
I don't. I really don't. I think you need
It
to
just means more boobs and ass is what I think. I think they're going to get a little more risque with that.
Here's
Right?
the thing. I feel like the TV 14 thing though would be a good thing for WWE. We've all bitched about the WWE's booking and how both shows are so monotonous and the same. So if they could differentiate the products by having Raw be that edgier, more adult-oriented product and keep the network TV product of SmackDown, which is available in more homes, the PG family-friendly, then you appeal to a wider audience and you're not having to book everything PG and everything into a corner. So I do think that would be great. Since we're on the subject of numbers too, and we're talking about breaking reports, Sasha Banks is charging $30,000 per INDY appearance.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because
she could go fuck herself with that.
Wow.
Dude,
But no, I definitely think the NC4 or TV 14 would be a great thing just because it would give them some room to book. And differentiate, like I said, the two shows a little bit. I mean, they have 5 hours of network television, and it's all the same right now. It's all the same.
Okay, now I can't remember how to get Ray only one up. There we go.
I was going to say,
It's going to be your show for the rest of the show here. Doc, what's your thoughts on this TV 14 thing here? Whether it happens or not.
I like it, but I think it possibly could happen. But the thing I'm worried about the most is the women's wrestling division in WWE. Because I mean, if you think about it, when it was TV 14 and all that, you had your bra and panties matches, you had your pillow fight matches, and I'm really hoping they don't go back to that because
Nowadays you can't.
I'm just saying with the thing that they established today. I'm hoping that they stick at least with what the women's wrestling is going for. I really love the fact that the women's the women's divisions are such an established part now of WWE.
So,
I don't necessarily think we need to go back to bra and panty matches, but I don't want to see another storyline about Bobby Lashley and his beautiful sisters or some stupid shit like that. At least with TV 14, we can start to have more real consequences of like, my wife cheated on me with you or some shit like that.
Yeah,
and get some real like lifeline based.
Well, I mean, they did this, didn't they did that with Miro and Lana and
yeah, but it was so watered down and shit. If that would have been done in the Attitude Era, they could have really done some fun shit with that.
with
But
Val Venus.
You know what?
Yes,
Yeah.
Val Venus and the gold, or was it Dustin Rhodes angle? I do remember that. Yes.
What I was going to say about that though is the Lashley Miro thing. That was when Paul Heyman took over Raw.
Yeah.
That was one of the first storylines he did. But then you're taking the creativeness of Paul Heyman and booking it into a corner because he was PG and his hands were tied.
Well,
Yeah.
and
Thanks, brother.
that's what I was going to say real quick is that they're talking about Heyman being the new creative guy for Raw. So
Again?
it goes hand in hand with this TV 14 thing. So, but my question is, now that I think about it, the front runner for the NFL Sunday Ticket now is who? Apple.
Oh yeah, that is right. I thought I was gonna say Amazon, but that's the Thursday night game. So my bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the question now becomes: is Apple a player for Monday Night Raw? Is Apple or WWE in general? Get that whole teen demographic on your streaming service.
Yeah, we talked about that streaming service, and I
You
think
know
we all
what?
kind of agreed that could be the future of what a lot of this stuff could go towards. We'll see.
I mean, it's not the future; it's here now.
Yeah.
You know what I think this TV 14 thing is gonna change, and I hope I'm wrong. Absolutely
I got-
fucking nothing.
Guys,
That's where I'm at.
I'm sorry, this is not Brandy. This is Alan Gray, and he's
That's where I'm at with it. I think that they could do this, and we see no changes at all, and
Yeah.
we're just like, we're
It
getting
would be
overexcited for
unfortunate
something.
for sure.
Yeah, I honestly, that's what I see happening.
Good point, good point. I like
Absolutely
that, CJ.
fucking nothing.
Monstar has a point. Do we see another live sex show?
I mean,
A lot closer to one if they go TV 14, I'm sure.
Yes.
So let's talk about the ladies. Let's talk about something that happened over the weekend. And I'll get my rocks off first because I was a little adamant about this bullshit. I don't give a fuck how long you've been with the company. I don't give a fuck what the thing was. But they were talking about Sasha and what's their name being unprofessional and their bullshit. I think this is one of the most unprofessional things I've seen for a while, whether it's a house show or not. To go off like that as a legend and a veteran as Natty is, I think it's bullshit. I mean, you hold that till you go into the back and take care of that shit.
Yes.
that's exactly it, man. I mean, if you want to put a term unprofessional, that's the fucking poster child for it with that action right there.
This has been seen one other time. Now, granted, the other time was on pay-per-view, but Austin Aries no-sold John Morrison's finisher in a world title match, and he was immediately fired and walked out of the company, which technically his contract was up, and there was a bunch of shit, and that's why it was over money, whatever. The word going around is Natty's unhappy with creative. She's unhappy that she's in the role of mentor and not being focused on, but that's been her role forever.
Yeah.
I mean, and
It's a good role for her.
I mean, come on now. Like, no offense to Natalia. I think she's a great worker, but she's not a character that's going to lead the women's division to some new heights.
No.
There's nothing surprising about Natty.
Total
And
offense to Natty. Fuck Natty for what she did. That's
For
what
her to do that to Liv Morgan, who's so young in her run. And again, like CJ said, you walk back through the curtain and throw a fucking punch at me if we got a problem.
Yeah.
I'm fine
Yeah.
with that. But don't do
There's
the
CJ.
shit in the
There
ring.
you go, CJ.
Here's
Boo
Here's
party.
Hey, go ahead, Doc. Let us hear it, Doc. What you got?
No, I'm with CG on this because we've seen this happen, both of us.
I saw
mean,
it happen not too long ago.
yeah, I mean, dude, you
Well,
know,
what happens when it happens in an indie
Okay,
show or something?
okay.
What would happen to that
Honest,
person, Doc?
Can I give my story real quick?
Yeah, let me know what happens in the indie show.
Okay, so a kid who passed away in the business, his name was Christopher Arcadian, and he wrestled for RWA. At the time, Corey Graves, aka SJK, was in the ring. So, of course, he was part of a faction called Capital City. Capital City jumps Chris Arcadian, his tag team partner, and someone else. And they beat the shit out of him. They're supposed to be laying there. Well, Chris Arcadian is starting to get up to leave to let them have the rip. And SJK is on the outside because he was just a manager at that. Well, he was a wrestler, but he was just being the manager outside at
He
that
got
point.
laid out, yeah.
Yeah. So Chris Arcadian starts to get up, and SJK goes, "Get the fuck down," and just wallops him in the back of the spine 3 times, and then punches him in the back of the head and says, "You stay the fuck down until somebody either comes and helps you or a ref checks on you.
Wow.
Do you fucking hear me?" In his ear. And I go, "Oh my God." So as they go to the back, my man who's right above me here, DH Bruiser, was actually running the show at that point, and he goes, "Chris," and then I forget who the other 2 wrestlers were. He goes, "All 3 of you, go upstairs. SJK wants to have a word with you." And SJK didn't beat the shit out of him or anything, but he sat down. He politely told him, "Hey, wait a minute. When we beat the fuck out of you, we're the heels. When we beat the shit out of you, you don't get up. You lay there and you act hurt because that makes us look bad. You were making us look bad there." And, of course, it was all handshakes and apologies. But, yeah, you address it when you get outside the ring. But SJK at that point, to do what he had to do, I mean, he kept him down. And, I hate to say it, but on his Fistia, stay down. There's a
Yeah,
reason he has that on his
Look,
fist.
Wow.
The
Good
story that Doc had just said is 100% true. I wrote and booked and produced that entire segment. And what it was there was a tag team match that went awry by Capital City coming out and beating everybody up, basically. They were the heel stable. They were interrupting the show. Before we went out through the curtain, I'm going to expose the business a little bit here. We're going over the segment. We're talking about what's going to happen, when the run-in's going to happen, the beatdown that's going to happen, everything. The young guys were instructed to stay down. The young guys were instructed to sell the beating. And and I explained to them that this is all for the purpose of getting you over as the baby faces. You have to have adversity to have triumph. You have to have a reason to come back and try to, do something. And Keenan did the veteran thing. As you guys all see Corey Graves Monday night on Raw, and you see him as an announcer. Corey Graves, Sterling James Keenan, as we're referring to him, is a world-class professional wrestler and a world-class mind for professional wrestling. He understands the business. He understands what needs to happen. So when he sees this happening, he does the veteran thing, which is save the show. It's all about the show. Now, once you come back through the curtain, as we said, they got sent up to school. I didn't even talk to him about it. I said, you go see Keenan and get your comeuppance, basically, because it's time for you to learn. And that's how you've heard about the Undertaker holding veterans court. At every indie show, there should, or at least usually is, a veteran that kind of, is the guy that's looked up to in that locker room. And some of that shit, yes, I could yell at him. I'm the booker, but some of that shit is better coming from one of the other boys of kind of putting you in your place versus your boss telling you what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what Keenan did. Now, on the opposite hand, what we had here with Natalia's job in this match, house show or not, is to make the young champion look good. She's to sell for her. She's to feed her. She's to let her have the babyface comeback. She's to help her get over. Now, how the fuck does it help Liv Morgan get over when you just took her finish, sold it, screamed at her in front of 5,000 people, 10,000 people, whatever it was, and roll out of the ring? It's a complete dick move. It's a complete unprofessional move. And for somebody with Natty's experience to do that is fucking uncalled for and ridiculous.
Yep.
So here's my question to both CJ and DH and all of you, actually. What do you guys think went down, though? Actually, was there any rumor? Yeah,
there was a report today that I read that, and it didn't give any. It was Meltzer. He went all the way around the whole story and never really gave anything. But it was that she apologized and then took down the tweet, and that there was a report that it had nothing to do with Liv. It was just a different situation, and she just got angry. Then it was Liv, something that she did wrong in the match, and there was no details. So Doc, I don't know.
And now
Thunder
Rosa's getting a lot of heat too about sandbagging Maria Shafir, and there was a lot of bullshit over that one too.
Last night.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that show. Well, they did a segment with a sandbag last night on the show.
In my opinion, what's going on, and
in an interview, they brought out a sandbag.
Yeah. Britt Baker actually threw a sandbag at Thunderstorm and told him that's how they should stop them or some stupid shit like that.
How do you stop a thunderstorm? You get sandbags. You know how when it floods, it's a flood, but the sandbag says. We'll talk about Rampage here in a minute
the thing with Natalya though is there's reports that she's clashing with the writers backstage to the point where they've even went to TJ, her husband, to try to smooth things over because apparently she's just uncooperative and yelling at them, and she's not happy with her spot. But they said that anytime they bring in Bruce Pritchard or Vince McMahon, that she's all, I understand my role. Thank you for the opportunity and kissing ass. But I think a lot of the problem it actually comes from Ronda Rousey. So you have Natalya and Ronda in this feud for the title. And this is purely speculation on my part. But Ronda goes out after the cash-in and says that she wants to give the title to the most passionate professional wrestler, blah, blah, blah. And I think Natalya took offense to it.
This gets me angry. I'll get angry later, too.
To me, that's what it seems like. Is she's unhappy that she was kind of downplayed like that when she feels that she's more important than she is.
If you're unhappy, I
Clap
got
your
a
hands.
really quick little way to fix it. Fucking leave.
Real quick,
Hey,
E,
yes,
what's your take on this situation with Natty and Liv, so we can move on, because this just pisses me off.
Yeah, well, I think Natty no showed it. I think that Natty is tired of getting beat by lesser talent, and I think Natty is going to leave soon. I really do.
I hope she does too. There he is. The Muffin Man's here. Count Drake. Good to see you.
The Muffin Man. The Muffin Man?
That's his
Muffin
name.
Man.
I know
Let's
that.
talk about something else here. We got a couple slides to lead up to it here. So let's do a little rewind back to Rampage. Last week we saw the handshake, and then we saw this tag team, who I think is a beast. You throw Brian Cage in there as well. What a team they have. And then you saw this. Doc, what'd you think about Gresham's heel turn on Lee leading up to their match coming up at the pay-per-view?
I liked it. The 7-year-old who's going to be 8 this weekend that lives in my home did not.
No.
He's a total Lee fan. He loves Lee. He met Lee once, and he's all about Lee. And when he saw this, he was like, yeah, Jonathan Gresham, you told me about this guy, Dad. And I was like, yeah, he's a great dude. And then this shit goes down. Bodie's like, mm-mm. And I don't know who has more heat with Bodie right now, Jonathan Gresham or Luchasaurus.
It has to be Luchasaurus.
Hashtag not my dinosaur. Make it happen, everybody, because it's gonna blow up on Twitter this weekend.
CJ, what do you think about the Gresham storyline right now leading into that title fight?
I don't like it.
Okay.
And my reasoning, and I'm sure people will disagree with me. Size apart, I think Gresham is one of the most technically sound wrestlers in the world today.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Now,
So I don't think he needs the heel turn. Let his wrestling do the talking for him. You know what I mean?
So CJ, I got a question for you. Why do you think the heel turn? I mean, in your own like gut feeling, why turn Jonathan Gresham into
maybe
Tully Blanchard guy?
to build a character up for him a little bit more, rather than just using his pure technical ability, which that's
Do you think they heel turn him so people actually pay attention to what he can do in the ring, being that he's on AEW?
That's a good point.
That's a very good possibility.
Give him some story instead of just relying on the wrestling for now.
You know, think about it. No matter what, when you're a kid, you root for the face, right?
Yeah.
You root for the face. That's
True.
your thing. If the face is that guy. So you hear he's a face, he's doing the great thing. Now he heel turns. Now, oh, wait, this guy's bad. I'm going to watch him. And now it's cool to like the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right?
listen, here's why the heel turn happened. One, Jonathan Gresham is a fantastic worker. We all know that. He's not the best promo. So who's a pretty goddamn good promo? Tully Blanchard.
Yeah.
2, whenever this is wrestling psychology 101, people, the baby face takes 90% of the heat in a match. They're going to take the beating. Who better to beat on a baby face for 90% of the match than the most technically sound professional wrestler maybe in the world? Thirdly, he's the ROH champion. So by putting him with Tully Blanchard Industry, with guys like Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony, now this motherfucker is unstoppable, because not only is he your Ric Flair-esque guy in the ring where he's technically good and always going to squeak out wins and always going to, piss you off because he doesn't get the ass whooping he deserves. But now he has fucking 900 pounds of jacked up muscle behind him to jump anybody, do anything, and Tully to cut the promo and make it all tie together. This is a perfect thing for this, especially if they don't get TV for ROH very soon. That stable can run fucking rampant in AEW and do a bunch of damage to make the ROH title and the ROH brand still relevant until they can work out and flesh out that TV plan.
I was just gonna say that. I mean, until they get TV, they're hyping up the pay-per-view that first is ROH before All Out. So yeah, it makes sense to kind of get some stories going. And I dig it, man.
Clinton, I promise you, yes, he can. Yes, he can.
What,
I've
this
worked
one?
with him. Yeah. He can. I've worked with him quite a good bit. He's no fucking joke.
Yeah.
All right. Keep
Hey,
it going.
they all do that super kick party thing. It doesn't matter.
And he dates Jordine Grace. God bless him.
Now, you may think this is just a mistake picture or something, but the story behind this I wanted to talk about is last week at Raw. They were confiscating all the signs from the report. So the word is now, and I hope they change it because, and granted, yeah, sometimes it sucks to be at a wrestling show and some big dude has a sign in front of you half the time. But remember the Attitude Era days, all the signs that they would put up and all the great stuff. So no signs is kind of where they're going for SmackDown and Raw. And if you watch the shows, there's no freaking signs. Now, granted, part of the reason that I read was with the Vince scandal going on, they don't want Sasha signs. They don't want Naomi signs. They don't want names of all these people that aren't with the company anymore. So I kind of get it, but I don't know. I just wanted to bring up the fact that
look, if the fans want to hijack the show, they're going to hijack the show. Look at what happened when Punk left. Yeah. And they chanted CM Punk for 7 fucking years, and hijacked any segment.
Yeah.
That iconic opening of Raw when they pan though, and it's wall to wall signs, made like for such a cool moment, and now they're just taking that away. And I'm not. We're old guys, right? We're old, we're middle aged guys, whatever. But Doc has a 7-year-old son. E's son is a little bit older than that. I have nephews that I take to shows. Part of the fun, man, for those kids leading up to the show is making their signs for their favorite wrestler and then holding it up thinking that wrestler is going to see the sign. And to take that away from them is fucking wrong.
You're taking away the whole reason of wanting fans in the building.
I don't.
Yeah, they're fucking up the experience.
So let's talk. I'm going to talk about this, and this is where my rant starts, and it goes into the next segment. This is a quote from Jericho on the True Geordie podcast. And then the middle thing is what I want to focus on. And we're going to talk about, I don't like the word botch either. Things happen in a match. The fucking word I hate the most is the fans use is botch. Oh, you botched that one. Shut your fucking mouth. There's no such thing as a botch. This is a live show. Mistakes happen. Why? We've discussed this on this show before too, because we're human beings and we're live. I think it's overdone. You look at how the examples he has in Broadway or other sports that, if there's something that goes wrong, they don't put as much attention to it. But right now, with what happened recently on NXT, to be specific, we'll go to, there was 2 big mistakes that went on.
Yes.
And I listen, 2 weeks ago, I said that I was about done with WWE. I had enough because it was the same shit and it started to frustrate me because I wanted it to be better so I could watch more wrestling. Now, I'll get to my gripes here in a second. But first, Indy Hartwell, everyone knows she's my favorite, fell off the top rope. It's a mistake. It happens. Mm-hmm. The way they ended it, I think, was terrible. They could have did a little better. Now, on this one, Cora came out and you could kind of tell the heel turn was coming. The hit on the back was weak with the skateboard. But if you didn't know what happened, that's half of the skateboard there and the other in her hand before she hit it. It was obviously a pre-cut skateboard. And to Cora's, to her defense, yes, thank you. She took both pieces and beat the shit out of her afterwards. So it was a little better. So, overall, let's talk. And now there's 2 words I want you guys to comment on. Jericho also had something about, we talked about body shaming, and they're talking about the little body of Adam Cole, even though he's one of the best, I think, in the world, and the belly of Eddie Kingston. It's also been brought up, and the body shaming. So I want, CJ, we'll start with you. Botches and body shaming.
I 100% agree with Jericho. I mean, it's bound to happen. Mistakes fucking happen. Again, like he said, we're fucking humans. Nobody's fucking perfect. Does it suck when it happens and it's usually very obvious? Yeah, but it is what it is, They're out there putting their bodies and lives on the line to entertain the fans.
Well, so, CJ, both of these
shut the fuck up.
Both of these mistakes really weren't the talent's fault. I mean,
and
in this one, she didn't cut the board, I don't think.
There's a lot of times that's the case as well. So you got to just it happened, move on from it and let it go. And in the whole body shaming thing, I mean, I'm not in the best shape of my fucking life. But here's the thing. Fucking Eddie Kingston is like above and beyond a great worker. So who gives a shit? The way he looks is what makes him what he fucking is. And it's more relatable to a common person, if you want to use that term, because again, they are just human beings outside of wrestling. So I think it's bullshit that he's being body shamed.
And I'm going to bring this up that we've talked about a lot before I get Easy E and Ray's comments on this. I think there's 4, and you guys can agree or disagree. I haven't been in the business as much as you. I think there's 4 things that really make a pro wrestler. In the ring, on the mic, the character, and your look. I think you got to have all four to be great. Is kind of
but your look is not doesn't have
part
to be
of
the
it.
jacked up fucking six pack. But
his look is like CJ said. His look is the average normal dude you won't want to meet in the alley.
Yeah, but let's go back to the heyday of wrestling, like whenever wrestling really first became mainstream, and you had guys like One Man Gang and King Kong Bundy and Georgie Animal Steel that were big, thick motherfuckers that were believable monsters. And Eddie's not a believable monster, but Eddie's a believable guy that if you stroll into a bar and talk shit, he's gonna break your fucking jaw.
With him. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And you need to add a fifth, Blaze.
What's that? Good. That's why.
How they interact with fans outside of the show.
I'll tell you from personal experience. If you go back, and they're hard to find because I've had trouble finding shit. But if you go back to 2000 to 2002, when I was an active wrestler, I was in pretty good shape. I came back in 08, 09 with RWA just to do a few spot matches, and I was in terrible fucking shape. I'd had knee surgeries, back surgery, shoulder surgery. I was fat, and the fans still loved it. Why? Because it's not fucking about whether I had a six-pack or not. It was about whether the character and the storyline connected. It was about whether I was believable. And at that point, a 350-pound, 6'2" guy, I'm believable to punch you in the face and make it fucking hurt. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what Eddie Kingston is 100% believable in his character. And that to me is all that matters. Now, we've all seen on the indies guys who are big guys, but you don't believe for one fucking second that they're going to suplex, punch someone, make it hurt. They look like fucking candy asses, and they're big, thick dudes. That is a different story. And I'm not body shaming them. I'm just saying your character to me is not believable, dude. But fucking Eddie Kingston's character, that motherfucker gets drunk in a bar and starts to fight with me, I'm a little worried.
Well,
because he looks like
when I talked about look, I was talking about like the ring gear, their overall look, not necessarily looking like a king. We got a special guest in the chat here. We want the better Dolphy in here. There he is. Drum Monkey's in the house too.
When it comes to the botches conversation, I look at it like this:
mistakes. I'd rather call them mistakes than botches.
Yeah. Well, that's the point, though. When a mistake happens in professional sports. So a travel, a holding call, icing penalty, anything like that, it's called on by the referees or the umpires. It's a foul. It's a penalty. It's something. There is none of that in professional wrestling. This is a live show with no stoppages, no restarts, no oops, you fucked up. Find me one professional sports game where there's not a penalty called. Yep. One game where there's not a foul called. They don't fucking exist because mistakes happen everywhere. The only difference with wrestling is we don't stop and point them out. We just on with the fucking show.
Yeah. Easy E. Body shaming and botches.
So was it a botch or was it a mistake when Arn Anderson was punching the guy?
Right. You mean when Arn Anderson was, you're talking about when the guy was completely missing punching Arn?
Right. No, Arn was completely missing punching the guy. Like, there's a difference, okay? This sword breaking is a botch. That's not a mistake. It's
the bent sword you're talking about when he hit the top rope, Drew?
A mistake is when they fall off the top ropes. A mistake is when something happens like the Miz slipping and kind of diving on Shane.
Your dog agrees.
A mistake is your dog busting a segment.
It's I think there's a difference, but at the same time, it is what it is. He's a wrestling god, so listen to him, right? True. The body shaming thing. Hell, I'm a body shamer. I mean, it looked like Chris Jericho ate Chris Jericho for how long?
Yeah, but look,
and he got skinny all of a sudden. Like,
everyone's not going to be a chiseled fucking statue, and that's the bottom line. I don't want to dwell on this too much.
I'm not an Eddie Kingston guy. Do I think he's fat and out of shape? Yes. Do I care? No.
No, he shouldn't have to be in total shape. All right. So before I get into my little rant, speaking of someone's body shaming, just real quick, I just wanted to mention the fact we talked about WES failing in the Authors of Pain little thing. Word is it now that Marco Stunt's going to start his own company. Good luck, Marco Stunt. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, at least in Marco's defense, apparently he's been working as a co-booker with an independent company for like 2 years, 3 years now. So at least he has some experience.
Yeah, good luck. We talked about this match last
I
week.
hope he found his PS5. He's been looking for a PS5 for months.
Me too. They showed this match real quick. I want to mention it that they talked about it last night. I dug it. They showed it. A little bit of fans over in the UK maybe for the AEW as well. And I just wanted to mention the fact that they showed that and move on to this part, which I really wanted to get to. Before we get to oh, wait, I didn't. Oh, my rant is after this. I'm sorry. We'll get to the rant here when we get to Raw. Wait a minute. I left the segment out. All right, so I got to do my rant here. I had a picture of Dolph when he came last night to watch Raw, and like I said, I watched SmackDown, I watched Raw, and I watched NXT with an open mind because I've been very frustrated with the product recently, and I want it to be better. Here's some of the, and I didn't want to just be the guy who's an AEW fan that's hating on WWE, so I want to give some reasoning to why I think those things. I want to give some background to my idea so I don't look like an idiot who just thinks I hate WWE and love AEW. So I wanted to really break it down to a couple different things why I am frustrated. Number one, and they gave me tons of examples this week. There's two guys in the ring talking to one guy. Here comes the other guy's tag partner. I wonder if we're going to have a tag match. They did it the other night. There's three guys in the ring, two on the other side. Here comes almost an MVP. I wonder if we're going to have a six-man match.
Player.
My bitching is, and I talked about insulting the fans' intelligence. My gripe is, are we supposed to believe on a regular basis that this billion-dollar company does not have a full match card for the fucking show? I'm tired of it. It's happening way too much where the wrestlers come out and make their own matches. It's ridiculous.
Teddy Long rule.
It's fucking ridiculous. Predictable surprises is one thing. That's only one. I got a couple more. Let this get off my chest. I've been waiting to do this. A lot of countouts, a lot of DQs on fucking TV. This is going to lead in to my praise of fucking Dynamite. Call me an AEW mark, an AEW shill. I'm calling it like I see it this week. I'm frustrated with the bullshit we get in WWE. How about this one? Someone comes down to the ringside. They're going to sit at the ringside area during the match. Becky and Dolph this week. You think they're going to fucking interfere? You think they're going to have something to do with it? Almost 99.99% of the fucking time, it's fucking predictable. And the final one, to get it off my chest, 3 hours of a show and less than an hour of fighting. I'm tired of it. I'm ready to never watch WWE again, but I'm giving them another fucking chance. And it's the same thing every fucking week. He just missed my rant. I was hoping he heard it.
I heard most of it. I kind of agree.
I wanted to check. It's not because I hate WWE. It's because I hate what's happening. I want it to be better. Don't tell me they don't have a full fucking match card for a Raw or SmackDown.
There's no kind of. There's no kind of. It's all 100% true. It's the same shit I've been bitching about forever. The problem with Raw is 90. Let's be honest here. Okay, so for every hour of television, there's 40 minutes of content because of commercial breaks. So for a 3-hour show, we technically have what 2 hours of wrestling, or of 1 hour of that, as you just stated, is fucking recaps of shit that happened earlier in the night, or recaps of what happened on one of the other shows. Which, why the fuck I don't need to watch SmackDown. I can watch Raw and watch the recaps and not fast forward through them, and I know exactly what fucking happened. So you're hurting your own fucking ratings. And then we have an hour of action. So I'm supposed to sit here for 3 goddamn hours of my life live to see 1 hour worth of wrestling, which, as you just stated, is either interfered upon, counted out, disqualified, or the same match that you offered last week and the week before and 2 weeks before that in some variation. And that is the problem with wrestling. It is the reason that Dynamite, and I'm not being a purist AEW mark or anything like that,
I am.
At least Dynamite is a more entertaining show. There's variety. There's usually finishes, unless it makes logical sense. The booking's more logical. And I'm not saying that AEW has a better talent roster than WWE.
No.
And by any means, I like both of their rosters. But the way that AEW formats and produces shows is more entertaining than the recycled, plug-and-play, format bullshit of WWE right now, and it's fucking sad
This is
because
what
I
wrote
want
down,
two
Ray,
competitive
to try-
products.
This is
That's
what I
why
wrote
Nitro
down.
and Raw, though, and the Monday Night Wars were fucking amazing because
True.
you didn't know what was going to happen. It was
Yes.
fucking entertaining, and if you missed something on one show, you were like, God damn it. You know, and back then it wasn't just, I'm going to DVR both shows and watch them at my leisure. Like, we had to fucking flip back and forth or VHS record one and go back and watch it.
the
But you
other
couldn't
one,
miss
yeah.
a minute because something was going to happen. Fucking Kevin Nash was going to dart Rey Mysterio into a trailer. Stone Cold was going to beat Goldust and put him in a porta potty. Like,
Something happens, you can
fucking
talk at the
couldn't
lunch
miss it.
table at school the next day. Something to talk about at the lunch table at school. Here's my takeaway
there's
from the week
nothing
of
like
my
that.
analysis. AEW's matches felt like they all meant something this week. WWE just hyped for the next pay-per-view. Premium live event, I'm sorry. That's my rant. I can't fucking stand it anymore.
You can't even say they hyped for the next pay-per-view. They hyped the Usos versus the Street Profits, which this will be the 33rd time.
And
that match
Brock
has taken place.
versus
Yeah, it's just
Which is
almost
main
that whole
event,
card's rematches.
which has main evented like what 9 pay-per-views at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the bad.
It's
news of the week.
exhausting.
This is the good news of the week. My favorite TV show of the whole year, by far, for me. That's my opinion. I enjoyed every match, even the Anna Jay Serena Deeb. Anna Jay, I'll take her over Liv Morgan any fucking day right now.
Oh, so would I.
I think she fights. I'm not talking about in the bed, which I
No,
would take either way.
neither am I.
In the ring, on fighting, on the mic, all of it. Each of these matches, Cassidy and Wardlow was fun. It was funny. It was awesome.
It had a chainsaw.
Yeah, what was that about? Was there a reason
I
behind
laughed
it?
my ass off.
It was great.
Yeah.
It
Was there a reason, or is that just
It
out
was
of the
just
blue?
for humor because he's so big and
Yeah.
hulking. He's so like, I mean, if you think about the size difference,
They said we're gonna cheat the entire fucking
Yeah,
match
the
because
promo-
how is anyone gonna beat him if we don't?
Yeah, the promo right before Chuck Taylor literally says we're going to cheat, and Cassie was like, I don't care.
I could do a whole show just on this show. This Dynamite show was amazing.
Yeah,
And
it
it
was
was a
really
very good
was.
show. Yeah.
even the interview. I mean, Christian. I mean, he set himself up. He can't really top the first 2 weeks of his words.
Sure,
but
he could. Why
he did-
not?
But people
not?
were like, they're not us, but I was reading stories where they're like, oh, Cage on the mic was good for 2 weeks, and now he wasn't this week.
It was
what
phenomenal.
was bad about it?
Nothing.
What was bad about it? Because I mean, he did exactly what he did the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, he bashed Jungle Boy's father. The last week, he bashed Jungle Boy's mother. This week, it's Brian Pillman's turn. Fuck your dad. He ain't a legend. It was great. It served its purpose, and it gives them a filler feud until Jungle Boy's ready to return, and another reason to build heat. Because as you saw next week on Dynamite, we're going to have Christian Cage and Luchasaurus versus the Varsity Blondes. So it's kind of like a feud inside of a feud to build the main feud, and that's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
What cracks me up is they just need him to go back in the locker room and go, "You have a dead dad. You have a dead dad. You have a dead dad. You have a dead dad.
That would be
All of you have
fantastic.
dead dads. Guess what? So is mine. So fuck you. I mean, it would be,
If he
it would be
just-
funny.
If he just walked through the backstage area blurting out something terrible about every person he passed, like almost like Tourette's syndrome, like your wife left you.
Let me correct myself. I had one
I
thing on
agree,
WWE.
Patrick.
I absolutely love this week, and I can't get enough of him. Face Brock is one of my favorite things in pro wrestling right now.
Because he's having fun, and you can
I
tell
love
he's having
watching
fun.
him.
Yeah, he is having fun.
And I'm not hating completely on W. Don't get me wrong. I love AJ. I love Finn. I love Bianca. I love Riddle. R-Truth is a legend. That motherfucker,
dude,
after all these years, we talk about how that Mr. Assman looks right now. Look at fucking R-Truth.
and
Daddy ass.
Everything that Truth touches turns to fucking
He's
gold. I don't care what anybody says.
Truth,
Yep, I
Truth
agree.
needs to go to AEW, and they need to put Cassidy, Danhausen, and Truth in a
Oh,
fucking
Dude,
trio
that'd be
scene.
fucking phenomenal.
Takeshita's a superstar too. I'm in
Yeah,
love with
that-
that
for sure.
dude's fucking
That
phenomenal.
kid can go, man. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know about his English skills or promo ability yet or anything like that, but as far as in the ring, his selling, his timing, phenomenal.
Mhm.
Then we got this in the main event. I would have bet all the
This
money
was
I
a
had that
surprise.
the Bucks was going to win. I thought the Bucks was going to win. FTR will beat
Yeah.
the Briscoes, and then those two will combine, at All Out. But I loved seeing these two. I love the tease of Swerve when they hit him with the belt. I love. If you guys didn't see the interview, the post show that Keith Lee gave his in-ring thing. Have you guys seen that?
I have not,
No,
and
I
I didn't
have
get
not.
to see this.
Okay,
match
Keith Lee
either.
came back out. I'm gonna let you know what he talked about. He's had a lot of health problems, and he
Yeah.
almost cried in the ring after this match. He got on the mic and cut the most heartfelt promo I've heard in a long time. He said there are 3 people. He said, I'm not going to keep you a long time because I know you're getting ready for Rampage. He said there are 3 people in his life that he absolutely loves more than anything. And no disrespect to anybody here or anything. He said that one of his friends just got diagnosed with terminal cancer. And he dedicated tonight, win or lose, to him. I mean, he was almost breaking down in tears, but he said it so eloquently. You guys got to go on YouTube. Go find the post-show promo that Keith Lee cut. It's fucking incredible. So, CJ, I know you didn't see this match, but give me your thoughts on Dynamite.
Whenever we on Dynamite, Wardlow in Orange Cassidy, we knew what it was going to be like, but I think it surpassed what we probably thought it was going to be like.
Mm-hmm. It did surpass it.
The Christian Luchasaurus stuff is always entertaining and always keeps elevating the story. Moxley and Takeshita, you knew it was going to be a banger. Same with Claudio and Jake Hager. I agree. All around, it was a solid fucking show. And
I would pay money for that show.
Oh yeah, and you probably guys remember me going on record saying that I think more recently in the past few months, I think AEW has lost a little bit of the steam, but I think it's picking right the fuck back up.
Doc, what did you think of good old Dynamite Fighter Part 1?
I liked it. I had a good time with it. Unfortunately, my kid fell asleep, so I don't have to watch half of it over again. But I mean, what I enjoyed from it is, it was just nonstop action. I mean, there was always something going on. There wasn't, with the promos and everything. Chris Jericho's promo I thought was excellent. I loved it. I loved that they went right to Eddie, and Eddie's like, "Oh, I get this many minutes." I loved how Eddie is just such an angry old, as Ray likes to call me,
kind of like
fuck.
you.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you cantankerous old fuck.
Cantankerous old fuck. But
Good, Doc.
No, it's cool. Go ahead. I'm good. I enjoyed it. There you go.
Me too. I told CJ because I didn't want to spoil it in our chat when it first happened, but we were talking a little bit about it last night. It made me feel like I was back watching WCW with something happening pretty much every segment, and I could not wait for Friday now.
Or like the Monday Night Wars.
One of the things that was great, in my opinion, about the show is like literally we saw 3 championships defended. We saw it forward the women's title storyline, with Britt Baker and Toni Storm, etc. So the Jake Hager Claudio match was phenomenal. It shows you what those guys can really do. And honestly, Hager, I've kind of felt has been wasted in AEW. Like, he's been great as the heater for Jericho at certain times. And then obviously he's been in a lot of the multi-man matches and stuff, but Hager is a great professional wrestler. Hager has a great character and great timing, and I don't think he's used enough. I know he does the Bellator shit, but he's only had 3 fights. But last night showed you that, like, Hager could be a main event guy if need be, if called upon in AEW. That match was great. Their timing together was phenomenal. I wouldn't mind seeing them as a personal feud continue. Then you get to the tag match. I'm with you. I did not see this coming. I thought the storyline was going to be FTR chasing the Bucks and the Bucks defending against anybody else but FTR until we get to, them finally taking the belts off of them.
Yeah, echo, Doc. Doc, that's your echo.
Lee. Oh, and Keith Lee.
It's not.
Yeah, it is. I just muted you and it stopped.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's something coming from you. Maybe back out and come back in.
Sorry, Ray.
No, it's cool. What I was going to say is Keith Lee was actually, or Tony Khan was actually on Busted Open on Wednesday, and I didn't get to listen to it, but he said that he said that Keith Lee had a personal issue, that he'd made a Twitter post, and he's like, we're going to stand behind him and whatever, and blah, blah, blah. But that kind of made me think that, like, that Swerve in Our Glory was not going to win, because I thought Keith Lee was maybe going to be taking some time away for personal issues, and then lo and behold, they win the titles. Like, I'm happy about it. I love them as a tag team. Yeah, I like the tease they've been doing, but I was not expecting them to win at all. And I love whenever you can call me a smart mark, you can say whatever, you can call me whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. But when you can surprise me, I'm happy about it, because normally I call Doc the cantankerous old fuck, but I'm the jaded fucking grizzled veteran, if you want to call it that or whatever, where I'm like, I know where they're going with this. I know what's happening. That's when something happens that's completely out of left field. I fucking love it. And this is out of left field.
That Claudio and Hager thing, I mean, they know each other pretty well. I loved seeing those two fight. The whole show was great. I mean, I loved it. I can't wait to the next one. We got the tag champs. Can't wait to see what they do with that next, Doc. That is definitely I'm not sure why, but go ahead, exit and come back in or something. We're going to talk about a couple people that have been on the show before.
Echoing. Why are you flicking us?
Yeah, it's not our fault. You're echoing, bro. Leave and come back. General Kiesel was on the show before, and I saw this little advertisement. I thought it was cool. It's not till next month, but I just wanted to bring it up. We're going to talk about some indie wrestling here, so I hope Doc does come back quick because he got some info I want to hear about. Yeah, the echo's a little weird. See, told you. They're hearing it too. But Santino and Ricardo Rodriguez, I thought that was cool. Best of luck to our boy General Kiesel in that match. Where is it at? Lancaster.
Two big IWC shows coming up this week.
I got it. I got you, man. Hold up.
Hang on. Before we move on with this, Santino actually got some heat. And
really?
I kind of want your guys' opinion on it.
Okay.
So Santino booked for his home promotion in Canada that is for his school. He booked Marty Scurll. And there's been a huge backlash because he booked Marty Scurll on a show. And we know that Marty Scurll had a relationship with a 16-year-old and, you know,
he was canceled.
The Me Too movement and such. But Santino so far has stood strong and said, you know, people deserve a second chance.
I agree.
I mean, I agree as well. It's just really hard to swallow that he had a relationship with a 16-year-old girl. And what is the statute where we can say, Doc, have you heard this last little piece? Because I want your opinion on this too.
What's up? I just jumped back in because
you're
good now.
It's
you're
fine
good
now.
It's fixed.
I don't know what the fuck happened. But so Santino Marella, who we're seeing on this thing with General Kiesel, Santino Marella has a home promotion for his wrestling school in Canada. Okay. And he booked Marty Scurll on the promotion, and see, that face is exactly what I wanted to see. Like a lot of people are bashing Santino, but to this point, he's stood strong. He put a post out saying people deserve a second chance, etc. So, what is the time frame that we think? I mean,
13-year-olds deserve second chances.
It wasn't a 13-year-old.
Which is still terrible.
I was told 14. 14?
13, 14, 15, 16. It don't matter. It's underage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was a 16-year-old, and as a father with a 15, about to be 16 and a month-year-old daughter, I'm extremely offended by what Marty did. But
as am I. What?
But the same token, like,
has he apologized?
Yes.
Has he come out and kind of said he fucked up?
Well, he come out and said that it was misrepresented too. That the girl said she was 18,
which is highly likely. Let's be honest.
He's still Yeah, I don't disagree with that, and he apologized for it, and said he regretted, obviously, blah blah blah. But what is the statute of limitations? I mean, is this guy's career over, or is there a point where it's like, okay,
can you recover from something like that? Though, I mean, if you look at some of the people in the past that were popular, they never recovered either.
Yeah.
Listen,
Jimmy Snuka killed a motherfucker.
But how often does this same fucking thing happen that we never hear about?
True. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. The thing is just I don't know. It's just go ahead.
No, I'm not saying what he did was right.
I mean, you've done booking, right? You have. You're an agent backstage. I've seen you. Okay, they do make mistakes. Here's the thing I got to ask you though.
Yeah.
Would you take that risk?
If they've apologized and shown remorse?
He has to clear his name more than just an apology.
Listen,
Why not?
I'll tell you what. Do you know how many Marty Scurll shirts I've seen at Goodwill?
I'm gonna go get one.
Go ahead, go get one.
All right, CJ. Let us know.
I'm just saying. You know what? Since Ray does his thing, we can put grass on the field on the back of it.
Listen, you know what they say? God. If there's grass on the field, play ball. If not, roll a river and play.
We normally wait till the end of the stuff, but I'm going to talk about some indie stuff now. CJ, we got an ICW show coming up.
IWC.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, it rolls out quickly.
Third time.
Mr. Fuji, go suck his dick.
Third time.
IWC, Washington.
Make a manager list that counts.
Washington
suck his dick,
Wild Things. Outdoor. CJ,
IWC Saturday the 16th for Threat Level Midnight. And also IWC Sunday the 17th at Washington Wild Things Park with Braun Strowman.
That's going to be fun. I want to
Adam Shear.
You going to be there? You going to be there?
I'll be there the 17th in a working capacity. The 16th, I have my niece's graduation party, so I'll be heading to the show late and just hanging out. So
now, Doc, I know this one's next month. There might be something sooner, but I did find this Resurrection
yes
poster out there. Rock and Roll Express, nice. They just announced for the Flair show. We're going to talk about that Flair show next.
Yeah, I'm really excited because, I, like I said, since I was Bodie's age, these guys have been idols of mine, and I actually finally get to call a match. It's on my 11th year anniversary, wedding anniversary. That's that. You know, I'm getting some hate, but it's the Rock and Roll Express.
I know.
Damn it! So
and they can still go.
Yeah, so
Ricky can. Robert can't move for shit.
Ricky's going to act with his son at the Flair thing, and Morton's going to be in the corner, and they're facing Arn Anderson's boy and Pillman's boy. So 4 Horsemen versus, they're booking as the 4 Horsemen versus the Rock and Roll Express. Arn's in the other corner. So we'll talk about that when that one comes up too. And another reason I want to talk about this is a big shout out to Rev Ron Hunt. Guy's been on our show before. If you're not following on Twitter, he's a great follow. I'm not a morning person, so I haven't really caught any of these, but I did listen in on 1 or 2. They're funny. They're entertaining. Every Tuesday and Thursday morning, 7:30. I'm still dead asleep. Well, at the Rev Ron Hunt. If you do not follow him, definitely go follow the Rev. Big shout out to the Rev. I was talking to him earlier.
An agreement was made, a Mega Powers handshake, if you will. The Rev will be doing a segment for us here shortly called the Rev's Rundown, where basically it's going to be a 2 to 3 minute of whatever the fuck he wants to talk about from whatever fucking show he's at. Good and we'll be airing on the YouTube WrestleSense podcast channel.
Hey, I just want to let this out real quick. Hey, Dr. Hooks Malone, real classy, brother. Real classy. Monstar, love you. Real classy. Real fucking classy.
That's a little far.
That's a little bit too much, guys.
We push the envelope around here. Yeah, I can. Okay, let's get.
That was a little too much.
Now, speaking of the Flair show, and we have been doing our little segment talking about Ric Flair's history, one of the greatest of all times, if not the greatest, argumentative. But we're going to get into the 6 senses this time, nicknames and catchphrases, and a couple of them I had never heard of.
Yeah, they can move to this. Your soul, man, they can move to this. It's brand new G. Open your eyes and realize it's the new guys. Y'all can
Son of a bitch, I got to share. Okay, the good news is I did order my PC, and it'll be coming in a week or 2. So all these little issues where I got to share this bullshit one at a time will be gone. We're going to get some upgrades around here. Ramblin' Ricky Rhodes.
Who the fuck is that?
I had
Thank you.
He wanted to be Dusty's brother. He said his pitch was, I had to read into it. I'm like, I got to find out about what the fuck is his. He wanted to be Dusty Rhodes' brother as his character. And they were like, just be yourself. You know, we're not doing Ramblin' Ricky Rhodes. So that's one. This is not a top 10. So Doc, don't crucify me.
I'm not.
We will have a top 20 for the greatest catchphrases of all time, and you can blame Sports Illustrated for that one. This one is from Pro Wrestling Wiki. We got Rambling Ricky Rhodes. Let's go to the next one. The Nature Boy, of course. These I'm going to roll through because these are pretty famous. Everyone knows most of them. The Nate. And Little Nate, too, of course.
Yeah.
What is this?
I have no fucking clue.
What's Ida Balut? I researched it, and he literally called himself this.
He probably did when he was a heel, like in
NWA
days. I think he just said it. If he's something of greatness, hold on.
He also,
I'll look this up right now.
carried a golden razor blade on his neck for his nose candy, maybe. I don't know. He did a lot of drugs back then, too.
A little booger sugar.
He did a lot of drugs back then. So.
That was probably before Flair had a credit card machine on his forehead to juice. Now he just goes like this and blood comes out.
Ida Balut. Okay. I'm moving right along.
Yeah,
the dirtiest player in the game. One of my favorite nicknames. There's one on here that's not technically a nickname, so we can bitch about it. But dirtiest play in the game. I was trying to find the best ball shot that he's done because I think he's done 1 million ball shots in his career.
Yeah, nobody does it better.
No. This is not a nickname, but who calls him styling and profiling? It was on the list.
That's
not
just one
nickname.
of his catchphrases.
Yeah, we'll get to the catchphrases too, but they called him styling and profiling. The Man, of course.
Yeah, that created.
Gotta beat the man.
The Alimony Pony. I love that one, and I never heard
it too.
Jesus Christ.
I love that too. Good for him.
Not good for him. That's why he's broke.
Vince is the king of the NDA.
That's one of my favorite names, and I never heard it before this. But trying to find the picture with a bunch of girls, but that one will do. Hey now.
Yeah.
The limousine riding, jet flying, wheeling, stealing, kissed. I fucked it all up, son of a gun, motherfucker. All that good stuff. Woo! I'm gonna cover. We'll get back to that one again in the catchphrases. Space Mountain.
Yeah.
So we're including the nickname for Flair's dick.
Yep. Oldest
Yeah.
ride, longest line. Very good.
I don't think those lines are that long anymore.
No. The 60-minute man.
Yeah.
I was trying to
I
look into. He had a
kinda love that
lot of 60-minute matches. He had a lot of those.
Him
Well, back
and
in the-
Dusty.
Back in the day, though, that's what the champion did, is they would work a Broadway so they wouldn't have to drop the title.
Where was that? Steamboat ones we talked about before. The Wyndham 60-minute match as
Yeah,
well.
but you're
was a
only
good
talking
one.
about pay-per-view and televised. They would legit do 60-minute matches 3-4 nights a week
Oh yeah.
just so
Slick
he didn't
Rick.
have to lose the belt.
Yep,
That's
I
the,
remember Slick Rick.
Yeah.
I like that shirt.
And when that
Yeah,
I
rapper,
like that shirt too.
when the
From
rapper
Cabbage
came
Patch
out,
Kid
I
Ric
was like,
Flair.
"Yo, you stole it."
And then the final one, the master of the figure four.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
Not that it's number
Yeah.
one. It's just the next one. Get off my case. So
Yeah.
let's talk about catchphrases, man. This one's going to be fun as well. Let's get into Ric Flair's catchphrases, and we're going to see some of these later as well. I was born with a golden spoon in his mouth, and William Regal's toothbrush up his ass.
Oh my! It's Bolton.
It's bottom. I always said
It's
every
bottom.
time Regal comes on commentary now, like, hide your toothbrushes, Regal's around.
Ugh.
All right, Bischoff, you turn the camera off and I'll be naked when you come back. I remember
I-
that one, and
I
I
kinda
love
love
That was great.
it. Only if that would have happened. No, not that I want to see that. We already saw too much of Eazy-E before the show. You're standing in front of a god.
That was a
When
good
he
one.
was calling himself the god of pro wrestling and shit was fantastic. And I mean, he used that for a nice series of time, and it was amazing.
That's a good one. It's a good one. A little blasphemy never hurt in wrestling, I guess.
Nah,
It's not cool. It's pathetic.
that's not really. That was a one.
Not a great one, but it's
Yeah.
good. If I could play the quote and show the actual thing, it'd probably be a little more. You can ride Space Mountain all night long. You can ride it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And like,
Please
like
tell me you have the
Vi-
one.
I have
this whole series of Flair, like back then.
And
Well, I mean, this is a classic one, yeah.
Just like I said to Ray earlier, those four things that everybody needs, I think Flair personifies them all in the ring,
Yeah,
on the mic,
absolutely.
the character, the look. That's why
Yeah.
he's my greatest of all time.
Another reason why he's broke.
So am I. Limousine riding, jet flying, wheeling, dealing, son of a gun. There, I got it right that time.
You got to include the have a hard time holding these out.
Hold it. Yeah, I get to it. Woo! Is the final one. I used to go to pirate games and do that. 'cause,
That's
you know,
not the
as soon-
final one, is it?
No, as soon as you do it, other people would go, woo! You know, that little
Oh.
thing. I got a couple
That
more.
and the Sting Screamer are iconic. You know what
Well,
I
I
mean?
found
those-
a bunch
those
of.
two-
Yeah,
Please
found a
tell
bunch-
me you have the one, though. I'm
I
praying.
found if I don't, let me know about it, and
Oh,
make a
I
meme.
will.
We'll make
There's
a meme with you in it later.
nothing more iconic than Acroshore Stadium.
There's a couple other ones.
Ah. Oh,
I really don't give two fucks about that name. I bitched about that all over.
I
social
can
media.
care
I
less.
don't really care.
Yeah.
It'll always be.
Green River
Behind
Stadium got
Steelers.
torn down. The Igloo is
Okay,
gone.
hey.
Two best names.
Who cares? Half these people don't
It's a
care
nice
about the
tangent.
Steelers.
I
With a
fucking
tear
do.
in my eye.
Oh, you do.
That was after he won the Royal Rumble. He said it was the greatest moment of his career. With a tear in his eye, he said it was the greatest moment of his career. I didn't know the whole. I had to look at one back up again to remind myself. But I wasn't really big into WWE back then. But to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Look at that porn stash on Siobhan.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, and Flair with a
Giovanni-
cut on his head. Go figure.
Shivani looks like a guy that tries to sell you vinyl windows door to door.
Jesus.
Siobhan just did a viewing of an IWC show that I was involved in for some extra content on his What Happened When podcast, or one of the things he's involved in. So
Cool. A little bit of press is good. I'm a Rolex wearing son of a gun. I'm having a hard time holding these gators down.
Love
So I
it.
found some memes here. I might not have the one you want, Doc, so you can let me know about it at the end.
I'll
here.
just,
So
I'll wait. Yeah, I'm not going to
I
yell
found
at you.
some funny memes as well as when you Google Ric Flair, stuff like that, you find some funny memes. So I
I
added
feel
a
like
couple.
though this era of Ric Flair, like when he was the NWA World Champion in the Dusty Rhodes feud, the Four Horsemen, Like literally just every fucking thing that came out of his mouth at that point.
Mm-hmm.
He was so locked in to the gimmick and so money.
Yeah, he did live his gimmick.
Still is. God bless him. Let's see what's next here. I got some crazy shit here. My shoes cost more. Than your
Yes.
house.
Okay.
Love
Okay.
it.
We're good. We're good.
Is that the one? Okay.
Yes, that
How about
was
this
it.
one? Yes, this is Ric Flair. No, you can't talk to your wife. These are just memes that I found that I figured.
I was gonna say I don't think that's a legit quote unless that was during
that's really good.
unless that was during the Randy Savage feud.
Right?
Oh.
Next up, got some fun stuff here at the end before we get on to the greatest. Legend has it, if you woo in a mirror 16 times, Ric Flair will appear.
Doesn't work. Tried it.
You tried it? Okay. Jesus. Some fun stuff here at the end. I had to celebrate. Check me out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Nice.
I like it.
Gotta love the Wu-Tang. It's probably a real quote. Yeah, I'm sure at some point in time he might have said that one about you can't talk.
Maybe not on television, but I'm sure he said that to somebody who called his hotel room.
Remember, there's rap songs about him.
Hey.
Now. What the? Wow.
You didn't know part of his 10,000 lays were these for, did you?
Oh, Blanche definitely. I mean, that's a given. That's a given right there, Blanche.
Betty White is Road Space.
How about
Mountain.
Nick Flair? Did you guys remember
Oh
him?
no.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, I gotta say,
One star with the Betty White comment.
whoa. Just gotta say, whoa.
That's the best impression you've ever done.
Yeah.
I had to
That's the
throw
best
that in.
impression
Just
you've
to
ever done.
say,
That
now
is
I
really
gotta
good.
go. We're gonna steal the Constitution of the United States.
And let's end with
Woo.
this one. What is he doing here?
Taking
What
it up.
what I was right before the show.
Damn
And what
it.
I'm about to again.
A little El Grumpo, a little
I
old
call
grumpy.
this one hand check.
You had some Lucianos, didn't you, CJ?
No, I didn't. I had chili cheese 3D crunch Doritos.
Ooh.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
A lot of air pockets in those. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Holy
Oh
hell.
yeah.
That's the image I want to end this segment with for you guys.
Oh yeah.
Let's not waste any time. Let's get to our 2 cents and
Wait,
the
wait, wait.
greatest. Good.
We had Flair's catchphrases. Is there anybody out here? I mean, any three of you guys, rest of you guys, give me what you think your best catchphrase in wrestling history is.
Well, we're about to do the best catchphrases in history right
my,
That's
you're
what I
already-
want.
now. You taking my, you read my mind, Ray. I wanted to do
what I
that at
was
the
getting-
end.
What I
After
was
the
getting at,
20.
no, what I was getting at is I want
Okay,
to
good.
see what pops in your head right now
Okay.
is what you think the best is before we bring up the list
Yeah.
to see where they rank. I want to know what just sticks in your head when you think of wrestling catchphrase right now before
All
we
right.
see a bunch of them and have ideas of
Mine
them.
probably isn't even going to be on there, but
Now let me say
Scott
this.
Hall from the Hall of Fame.
Now let me say this. This list is from 420, April 20th, 2017. So it's 5 years old, first of all. And it's going to be all WWE guys, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, chat,
Okay.
let us know what your favorite catchphrase is.
I'll
And
give you
Doc-
mine. To me, the
or-
best one in professional wrestling was Taz. Beat me if you can. Survive
That
if
is
I
great.
let you.
Yeah,
that
that
is
is a
great.
good one.
And thank you, because that's
Yeah.
not on the list. I'll tell you that right
Yeah.
now.
Mine,
It
I'm
should
sure,
be.
isn't on the list either.
What is
Even
yours?
though the
You said
Scott
it's
Hall
Scott Hall.
Hall
Oh,
of Fame.
Scott Hallman.
Yeah.
What about you, Doc? You got a favorite one? I don't have
Rest in peace.
No, that's going to be on there.
And then Devon get the tables. So
All right. So this list is from in the chat. I'll show yours too. Go ahead and put them in the chat. Let's go. This is the top 20. And I do have 10 honorable mentions that I'll mention afterwards before you guys.
Mr.
crucify me.
Fuji better not be one of them.
oh
No,
fuck
Mr.
off.
Fuji's-
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Number 20. And this was actually number 22, but I didn't like number 20, so I put this one. There's a Stompy. What's up,
Hey.
Stompy? Natural Aggression Wrestling in the building. At number 20, it is The Rock. It doesn't
It's a
matter.
great pop
I
culture
like-
thing.
What about the song? He even had a song for it. There was a Wyclef Jean song with The Rock. Number 20. Number 19. USA.
Ho!
USA.
Oh.
USA. The
I
USA
thought it was
champ. And
ho.
the hoe, I guess, should go with it. You got to have a hoe.
The hoe,
Speaking
I
of-
was
I mean-
thinking of.
Speaking of a hoe, how about a Hey yo.
Yeah.
Again, to me, if they crossed over into pop culture, like if it doesn't matter what you think, hey yo, that's what makes them, ultimately memorable.
Right.
Yep. Very good. Very good point. This one definitely crossed over. Give me a hell yeah. See some more from him, I'm sure. KO was a great one. Yes, sir, Stompy. All right. Finally, number 16, The Rock has come back to insert city or 15. Someone mentioned this one in the chat. If you're not down with that, no, they did the other one. Sorry, we got 2 words for you. We got 2 words for you, Mr. Fuji.
Scissor me, daddy. Oh,
that one should be on there, man.
yes, it should.
Kurt Angle, number 14. It's true. It's true. It's damn true.
Yes.
Number 13.
Wait. Wasn't his WWE one, though? It's real. It's damn real. That was the TNA knockoff.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Bret Hart. Best there is. Best there was. Best there ever will be.
That was always a good one. That was always a great one.
Very good. Number 12. Everybody's got a price.
Love it.
Dang it.
Number 11. This is Doc, was your favorite, and I'm sure you'd have it a lot higher on yours. Rest in peace. A lot of big Undertaker fans out there, I'm sure. The Godfather one, that is definitely an honorable mention, Monstar. It's not in the top 20, but I'll give you credit for riding on the Ho train. Let's reminisce. We just talked about it. Let's bring him back.
Speaking of Taker, watch that Table for 5 special. That was
and watch the new documentary that they started back up on it. It's good.
I haven't got to yet.
A&E actually got kicked off my cable thing, so I gotta figure out another way to see these documentaries. So
no, I watched it.
I'll give you my Hulu
Cup of haters.
Yeah. Cup of haters.
Coming up next,
signing an NDA agreement.
Yeah.
You're fired at number 9.
Imagine if that's a face he made when he was porking them broads.
Yes,
that's what he was making. There's the face he was making right there.
Number 8, Daniel Bryan with the yes chant.
Sign the agreement. Yes. Yes.
To be the man. You got to beat the man. We already saw that one.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Number 6, The Rock. And then this one, I'm really disappointed it wasn't in the commercial that I had, the Slim Jim commercial, but oh yeah. What you gonna do, brother, is number 4. Number 3.
Wait, before we leave on from this one.
Good.
Is it upsetting that you never knew he was actually talking about African American people?
Oh, stop it.
Oh,
stop it.
Booker T knew. Booker T knew. Woo! As
I'm talking to you.
3, we already
Hulk
talked about
Hogan.
Flair again.
We coming for you.
Number 2, and this is definitely debatable, the top 2. You can move them around if you want. The
I think
line,
the whole placement of the entire list is debatable.
from Stone Cold, you could take it up with Sports Illustrated. It was a top 50, actually, and I just grabbed the top 20. And I will go over the rest of the honorable mention that I picked out before we get there. Number 1 on the list. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. All right, let me cover the honorable mentions. In the top 50 was Matt Hardy's delete. Ron Simmons, damn.
Yeah.
Dudley's. I figured that'd be higher.
Dudley's I think it was like 24 or 25, Doc, the damn one. I like that one too.
Yeah.
Dudley's Get the Tables.
Yay. I
Booker
called 2.
T, Can You Dig It, Sucker?
Yep.
A lot of these would be in my top 20. The New Age Outlaws. Oh, you didn't know. Someone mentioned that. Yep. Brother Love, I love you. Jericho, welcome to Raw is Jericho, and you just made the list. Both of those were on the list.
See, I think you just made the list should be higher.
I agree.
That crossed over big time.
I agree. He actually, did you hear when he did his promo last night? He said list, and he was like, "Oh, shut up." He said something about being a list. And he goes, "Oh, shut up!" Right afterwards. It was good. Number 8 on the honorable mention, John Cena. The champ is here. Old school, classy Freddie Blasky. The
how would that be higher?
Geek.
That's one of my favorites. But how would John Cena, the champ is here, be more relevant than the You Can't See Me? You Can't See Me was.
Yeah.
I don't know. And the final two of them that were in there were the New Day. Don't be sour, feel the power, and New Day rocks. So that was all the greatest. So that was the list. That was the list of the list of the list. So
Kind of bummed about the one though. Like, wow,
Yeah.
like You Can't
Me
See Me
too.
was not on that list.
I don't know. It
Wow,
wasn't.
that's
2017. It should have been by then. So
maybe
we'll
it was
go
there. We
ahead
just
and-
didn't see it.
Maybe. Ah.
Sports Illustrated has no damn respect. Damn it, Barrasso, get on the ball.
So we did Flair's stables, we did Flair's matches and feuds, we did Flair's championships, we did Flair's managers, we did Flair's nicknames and quotes. Next week, we'll go
We
over
rank Ric Flair's ex-wives.
yes, finishing moves and signature moves, and then the following week we're going to cover the show that will be Flair's last match, and it's hyping up. Actually,
It's not
that
his
show
last match.
that show is going to be a bunch of previews because we have all kinds of shit going down that week. The last week of this month, SummerSlam, the Flair thing. There's a bunch of shit going down, so we will cover a lot of that. But before we
Yeah, have
do-
a nice day. Didn't. Oh wow, Mick Foley's have a
No,
nice day. Didn't make it either.
That's
Wow.
a good one too. Yeah,
Thank you, Monstar. I just looked over. Monstar's pulling off some good ones today,
That is a
man.
good
That
one.
one and Please Shut the Hell Up is a good one. Wow.
Definitely debatable. Definitely. That's why I like not having a complete list so we can debate it. We can talk about it. So speaking of talking about it, at the end of the day, CJ Sensation at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, lots of wrestling going on this weekend. Support indie wrestling, and I got to poop.
All right. Doc at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for everybody subscribing, and happy birthday to my friend Jason from That Wrestling Podcast.
Definitely big shout out to That Wrestling Podcast and Jason and the boys over there for sure. And happy birthday, brother. Ray, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, that's it. It's just the end of the day. It's time to go to sleep. I'm fucking tired. Good night. Bye.
I say at the end of the day, let's recoup. Don't body shame. Call them mistakes, not botches. Fuck Natty.
Subscribe to our YouTube page.
Woo!
Buy a t-shirt.
Hey, hey, my
Not
friend,
off the air yet.